and welcome to State of Events. I'm Viviana Cruz.
And I'm Oscar Maciel. Thanks for joining us.
24 Mission District residents are left with no home and no belongings, but most tenants are refusing to leave. Their duplex was deemed uninhabitable earlier this month. It was declared a safety hazard because of overcrowding and raw sewage exposure. Officials say the building's owner refuses to make the repairs. Residents were told they had until April 6th at 5 p.m. to vacate.
San Francisco's popular website, The Bold Italic, shut down, but no one seems to know why. On April 7th, the site posted a notice saying that their run came to an end. The website was known for its offbeat reporting of life in the city. If you wanted to see an infographic on the best burritos or a gallery from this year's Hunky Jesus contest, The Bold Italic was where you could find it. The Bold Italic hoped to expand to other cities, but never did. The site was updated daily for the past 6 years.
Local Berkeley High School is now under investigation for improperly handling sexual harassment cases. A group of students have created an organization to raise awareness and fight for change. Anya Komisarek has the story.
Thank you, Viviana. I got a chance to meet a group of awesome young women at Berkeley High School who have taken an initiative to stand up to sexual harassment in their school district. The Federal Office for Civil Rights has launched an investigation onto Berkeley Unified School District on how they responded to sexual harassment claims. The claim was initiated by a group of young students and their parents at Berkeley High School. The group, BHS Stop Harassing, meets consistently to fight for amendments to the existing policies.
Berkeley High School Stop Harassing was launched last October. With the group's effort, there has now been a full-blown investigation by the Office of Civil Rights for any offenses that could have been committed under Title IX.
I was able to meet the group and their parents at the screening of Hunting Ground to discuss their platform.
BHS Stop Harassing is a grassroots movement that started at Berkeley High School earlier this year when it started a lot by a lot of little incidents accumulating. But what really pushed us over the edge was when a school official, our dean of students, made a direct connection at an assembly from the way a woman dresses to how she's treated.
And as an example, this committee existed by way of settlement to improve a sexual harassment policy that had not been updated since 2006.
What happened along the way is it became very clear that the district was not interested in making any changes.
BHS Stop Harassing is continuously fighting for policy changes and the need for student training. Find out more on stopharassing.org. BHS Stop Harassing is continuing their fight for reforms in the school district. They are constantly bringing their initiatives to school board meetings and providing material and potential amendments for the board to consider.
Thanks, Sonia. The Tulsa County deputy who shot and killed a man instead of using his taser now faces a manslaughter charge. Reserve Deputy Robert Bates fatally shot Eric Harris after an undercover weapon sting on April 2nd. Bates is charged with second-degree manslaughter involving culpable negligence. It's a felony charge that can land the volunteer deputy in prison for up to 4 years if found guilty.
San Francisco tour bus drivers won't be narrating while driving anytime soon. The SF Board of Supervisors approved legislation prohibiting tour bus drivers from narrating while driving. The ordinance comes after City Hall worker Priscilla Moretto was struck and killed by a distracted tour bus driver as she crossed the street. Supervisor Norman Yee says the ordinance will give those drivers the opportunity to focus on driving instead. The legislation not only protects pedestrians, but cyclists and others on the road as well. According to Yee, the legislation is a small step towards Vision Zero, the city's goal of 0 pedestrian fatalities by 2024.
BART fares will increase for 2016. It was recently announced that BART prices will rise by 3.4% next year. That means riders will pay 10 to 15 cents more depending on the distance of the trip. The added revenue will be spent on structural improvements, building a new maintenance center, and installing a better train control system.
More bad news for Asiana Airlines. One of its planes skidded off the runway in Japan, sending 20 people to the hospital. The flight was traveling from the airline's base in Seoul, Korea to Hiroshima Airport on Tuesday. While skidding off the runway, it spun around 180 degrees before coming to a stop. Airport workers reported seeing sparks coming from the aircraft as it attempted to land. Asiana says the cause of the accident is under investigation.
Several hundred times over the last decade, intruders have hopped fences, slipped past guardhouses, or otherwise breached perimeter security at the nation's airports. An Associated Press investigation revealed 268 perimeter security breaches since 2004. Until recently, few of these incidents have been publicly reported. Most involved intruders who wanted to take a shortcut were lost or disoriented. San Francisco International Airport leads the nation in security breaches with 37 since 2004. SFO spokesperson Doug Yackel says only 2 incidents involved access to aircraft, none of which involve terrorism. The San Francisco airport has several layers of security, including fences, cameras, and sensors. SFO says they are continually improving security around the airport.
Good news for graduates. San Francisco is ranked number 4 for best cities to live in after graduating. A couple of weeks ago, Rent.com released a list of places that had high job postings and low unemployment. In March, Rent.com surveyed 1,000 U.S. renters aged 20 to 34. They learned that 43% of respondents left their college towns for job opportunities after graduation. Washington, D.C. was number 1 on the list, followed by Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Denver.
Next on State of Events, Hillary Clinton is back in the race.
And later, PG&E is paying a hefty price for safety.
When Sarah was born, my husband and I weren't sure who we could trust with her health. Our friends recommended UCSF's Valencia Health Services. After seeing the professionalism and friendly service from VHS's nurse practitioners and doctors, we saw that they truly know how to keep their patients as their #1 priority. The nurse practitioners and doctors provided the best preventive care for Sarah.
UCSF's Valencia Health Services. Let us be part of your family.
We shop at the American Cancer Society Discovery Shops for
designer clothes, household items, and quality collectibles.
I volunteer at the American Cancer Society Discovery Shops to benefit a cure for cancer.
We donate to Discovery Shops where profits go towards cancer research, education, and patient services. Discover your shop.
Discover a cure. Discovery Shops.
When it's time to choose healthcare for your teen, you want the best. When it's time for your teen's questions to be answered, you want a professional you can trust. At Valencia Health Services, your time is well spent. We provide professional, quality healthcare. Valencia Health Services, dedicating quality time to professional healthcare because your teen's health is our first priority. Valencia Health Services. Quality time because we care.
Energy costs for small businesses rose over 40% in 2001. Stop wasting your money. Let the Smart Lights program help you. Call us today at 510-981-8955 or visit our website at smartlights.org. Smart Lights. Brighten your bottom line.
Donate to Habitat for Humanity Greater San Francisco and let your change become the change a family needs. Habitat for Humanity Greater San Francisco, building homes and hope in Marin, San Francisco, and the Peninsula.
Take a deep breath.
UCSF Valencia Health Services believes that spending quality time with our patients is the key to providing excellent health care. You spend time with your kids because you care about them. Well, so do we. Valencia Health Services' dedicated staff of nurse practitioners and pediatricians are here for your child's needs. Quality time, quality care. UCSF Valencia Health Services.
Welcome back to State of Events. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton has officially announced she's running for president again. Clinton confirmed what most people already knew on Sunday by posting the video on YouTube. The presidential hopeful says that this time around, she'll be campaigning differently. She says she wants to connect with the everyday American.
I'm running for president. Americans have fought their way back from tough economic times, but the deck is still stacked in favor of those at the top. Everyday Americans need a champion, and I want to be that champion.
Clinton is starting her campaign by building a grassroots platform. She's traveling to several key voting states where she'll meet with voters in intimate settings. The former Secretary of State made her first stop in Iowa Tuesday.
President Obama calls for an end to conversion therapy for minors. Conversion therapy aims to change the sexual orientation of gay, lesbian, and transgender people. The president's push is inspired by the suicide of Leila Alcorn, a transgender youth undergoing conversion therapy. The Obama administration posted a statement and petition against the practice on the White House website. More than 120,000 people have signed the petition already. The president isn't proposing federal law banning conversion therapy, but President Obama says he will support efforts to create laws at the state level.
California will pay for a convicted murderer's sex change using taxpayers' money. A federal judge ordered the surgery, and it will be the first time in California. A U.S. district judge ruled that denying 51-year-old Michelle Noseworthy would violate her constitutional rights. Noseworthy is a convicted murderer. The surgery could cost as much as $100,000. Noseworthy has been in jail since 1987 and currently resides at Mule Creek State Prison.
President Obama is taking steps to mend relations with Cuba. Diplomatic relations ended back in 1961. Last month, travel restrictions were lifted along with trade relations. U.S. companies will now export phones, televisions, and software to Cuba. One of Cuba's main requests is the return of Guantanamo Bay.
The California Public Utilities Commission fines PG&E $1.6 billion for safety violations. It's one of the largest fines ever imposed on a utility company. The commission says PG&E's violations contributed to the 2010 San Bruno pipeline explosion. The explosion killed 8 people and caused extensive damage. The commission is calling for a review to decide if PG&E is too big and should be broken up to make it safer.
Firefighters responded to a 2-alarm fire in Millbrae on Tuesday. It started around 3:30 p.m. across from Meadows Elementary School on Helen Drive. According to Fire Chief John Kammeyer, there were initial reports of an explosion at the house. However, firefighters did not find anything to indicate that. The blaze was under control within 10 minutes of crews arriving. One person was taken to the hospital with severe burns. None of the surrounding buildings were affected. It is still unclear what started the fire.
A tornado is being blamed for 2 deaths, a dozen injuries, and 15 to 20 homes destroyed in Fairdale, Illinois. Thursday, April 9th, a tornado tore through a tiny Illinois town, Fairdale. 80 miles northwest of Chicago, is home to 150 residents. Matthew Knott of the Rockford Fire Department told the Associated Press every building in Fairdale sustainable damage of some sort. That Friday morning, residents went through the rubble that used to be homes. Some neighbors say they were moments away from being swept into giant storm.
We took shelter down in the basement. As my family got to the basement, I checked for the cats and could not find them, so I proceeded into the basement. As I opened the door to the back of the house, it was as if somebody had a giant vacuum cleaner and was trying to suck the air out. It took my breath away. I slammed the door and took off down into the basement.
The community has joined together to help clean up during this devastating time. Sadly, the need is still growing. Here's how to help. Alpine Banks in Kirkland has established a relief fund for Fairdale. Donations can be made at the bank with checks made out to Fairdale Relief Fund through a GoFundMe page, or simply send the checks by mail to Fairdale Relief Fund. Up next on State of Events, a big food recall you may want to know about.
And homeowners are competing for the ugliest lawn. That's up next.
Boy, I'm tired. I cannot believe what I've been through today.
When I went to the prenatal clinic, it was raining. I had to walk a long way. People were rude to me. The buses were late. It was really hard getting to the prenatal clinic today.
But it's okay. I've been doing this for me and my baby.
Free or low-cost prenatal care is available for you. Call 1-800-300-9950.
What if we could make a difference with every cup of coffee we drink? With Fair Trade certified coffee, we can. Look for this label where you buy your coffee.
Chances of playing in the NFL, 1 in 1,500. Chances of becoming a pop star, 1 in 3,000. Chances of becoming a Hollywood actor, 1 in 5,000. Chances of getting into a school of your choice are better than 4 in 5. First round enrollment. It's for your family's future.
On sale at bookstores and newsstands near you.
Experience Theater Bay Area Magazine.
Hello, my name's Penny. I think people shouldn't do drugs. They can make you forget things, like which animals have stripes. And your body might get clumsier, so you can't jump rope as good. Drugs can get you in big trouble. You could go to principal's office or go to jail. Then you can't watch TV or eat pizza. Recess is good. Hamsters are good. Birthday parties are real good. Drugs are bad. I wouldn't do drugs.
Even common daily routines can make important changes. Changes like higher wages, better living, and justice. Sometimes it's just a matter of making the right choice. Fair Trade certified coffees are bought directly from family farmers, guaranteeing them better incomes and strengthening their communities. Fair Trade certified. Taste fairness. Look for the label wherever you buy coffee.
Welcome back to State of Events. If your lawn requires a lot of watering, you could win a free makeover. In response to the drought, San Francisco's planning department is hosting the ugliest lawn competition. The winner will receive a yard makeover, which will include plants that are native and drought tolerant. The department hopes that this will help families in the recent 25% water cut. Go to facebook.com/SF Environment to submit your picture. All entries will receive a bag of drought-tolerant plant seeds.
It's hard to find a home that allows you to own a pet in San Francisco due to housing restrictions. However, the new service, Doggo, allows you to rent a furry friend for up to 4 hours at no cost. Doggo's goal is to match up shelter dogs with San Francisco residents who are looking for a play date. For more information, visit the Doggo website at doggosf.com. Over 70 animals were found living in a mobile home in Arizona last Wednesday. Owner John Kopke had 54 dogs and 19 cats. One of the cats was found nursing 3 Chihuahua puppies. Kopke was involved in an animal hoarding case in 2011, prohibiting from owning animals until 2015. The animals were living in unsanitary conditions. Kopke will be charged with 72 counts of failing to provide adequate shelter. Charges will be added pending vet evaluations.
The slobber dipping company is recalling about 30,000 cases of their classic hummus. The recall comes after several tubs in Michigan tested positive for listeria. Listeria is a foodborne bacteria that can cause high fevers, headaches, and nausea. Pregnant women, newborns, and adults with weak immune systems are at the most risk. Expiration dates to look for are May 11th or May 15th. According to the FDA, no illnesses or deaths have been reported. For more details about the recall, visit fda.gov.
Well, a new study shows we may be doing too many studies. That's right, Cornell University found that researchers are experiencing attention decay. In other words, there's so much data, it's hard to keep it all straight. Once a study becomes popular, it's commonly cited, but the attention quickly goes away and the study is forgotten. The university says studies are disappearing faster each year. However, it may be difficult convincing college professors that less studies should be done.
In this day and age, children are exposed to technology a lot earlier. A new study came out about the age a child receives their first cell phone. Turns out 53% of kids get a phone at just the age 6. The most common reason they receive a phone that young is for security purposes. Keeping up with the latest gadgets has its hefty price though. Parents said on average they spend over $450 per child to keep up to date on technology.
Tejano superstar Selena Quintanilla might come back to life thanks to modern-day technology. The project is called Selena the One and will create a digital embodiment of the deceased singer. The hologram will talk, walk, and sing like the star. Acrovert, the company in charge of the project, is launching an Indiegogo campaign starting April 16th. The campaign's goal is to raise $500,000 to support the creation of Selena the One. If all goes as planned, Selena will start touring in 2018.
Your favorite Make-A-Wish child is getting a documentary. Reporter Christy Reno has all the details. Christy?
Thanks, Viviana. Yep, it looks like our old superhero Miles Scott will be coming to the big screen. Here are some highlights from his takeover in San Francisco.
Miles' documentary entitled Bat Kid Begins, The Wish Heard Around the World, will tell his story. It will include his diagnosis of leukemia at just 18 months old and throughout his cancer remission at 5 years old. That was when Make-A-Wish Greater Bay Area transformed San Francisco into Gotham City. The event took place all over the city with large crowds as spectators.
The documentary was already featured in San Jose at their SinQuest Film Festival, but you can check Miles out on the big screen on June 26th. Reporting live in San Francisco for State of Events, I'm Christy Reno. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Christy. Well, coming up on State of Events, the Giants brought in a special animal for the season opener.
And later, an NFL player is crossing the bay.
Before City Car Share, we were spending a lot of money on gas and insurance. I felt like I had to check my bank account every time I went driving.
City Car Share is great because the membership includes insurance and a gas card. I don't even know why we owned a car in the Bay Area.
Now we just have more money to spend on other things.
City Car Share is an important part of our lives.
City Car Share gives you the benefits of using a car
without the hassles of owning one.
At first I was a bit hesitant to try it.
To tell you the truth, I didn't think I'd fit in. But I kept pushing her and she ended up loving it.
I was surprised. It was an amazing experience.
And now we do it at least twice a month.
I've even gotten most of my friends to do it.
If you do it enough, you can get a great deal on the price.
Why didn't we think of this before?
It's a stimulating experience.
The Z-Space Studio.
Word for word.
Z-Space Studio, word for word, stimulation guaranteed. See you at the theater.
Small businesses are facing expensive energy bills. Much of this expense is generated from lighting. In fact, inefficient lighting can cost small business owners more than they may realize. Don't let your lights burn more than electricity. Let smart lights help you save money, and let the money work for you, not your energy bills. Smart lights, brighten your bottom line. A joint program of the cities of Berkeley and Oakland.
Is there anyone out there who still isn't clear about what doing drugs does? Okay, last time. This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
On sale at bookstores and newsstands near you.
Experience Theater Bay Area Magazine.
There are many important days in your child's life. Their first birthday. Their first big game. Their first day of school. Choosing the right school for your child sets them on a path for success. Apply on time. It's for your family's future.
Chances of playing in the NFL, 1 in 1,500. Chances of becoming a pop star, 1 in 3,000. Chances of becoming a Hollywood actor? 1 in 5,000. Chances of getting into a school of your choice are better than 4 in 5. First round enrollment. It's for your family's future.
Welcome back to State of Events. I'm John Wilson for sports. The Champs returned home on April 13th. The Giants played their first game at AT&T Park against the Colorado Rockies in front of a sold-out crowd. They kicked off the afternoon, how else, but with Madison Bumgarner delivering the World Series flag on a horse. The World Series hero rode around the field before handing it over to be raised. This was the third time in 5 years they got to celebrate a championship to start the season. But after the opening festivities and another stellar start from Chris Heston, the Giants fell short. They fell to the Rockies 2-0 for their fourth straight loss. Now, a big factor in that losing streak was that even though the season has just begun, the health of the team is anything but fresh. Through the first 8 games, the Giants have already faced injuries to 5 key players. Hunter Pence broke his wrist in spring training when he was hit by a pitch. Matt Cain missed 2 starts because of a flexor tendon strain in the arm he had surgery on last season. Jake Peavy, well, he missed a start after experiencing back stiffness. Brandon Belt missed 4 games after battling a groin strain he suffered going after a fly ball. And Casey McGee, the Giants' new third baseman, he missed the better part of 2 games because of a bone bruise on his left femur. But luckily for the world champs, Belt and Peavy have already returned to the lineup, and the rest aren't expected to miss too much more time. Now the A's, on the other hand, they went all in last year with their roster. They made some huge trades, and after falling short in the playoffs, they gambled again this offseason with even more big trades. Jenna Berkman has more on the 2015 Oakland Athletics.
Baseball is officially back, and with the season underway, change looks like the theme for the A's.
The A's suffered quite a bit of turnover this offseason, and although they had a good team last year, they were eliminated during the first round of playoffs. So what do the A's need to do in order to avoid making the same mistakes? Outfielder Sam Folds says the team can learn from it.
I think we put some extra pressure on ourselves. All of a sudden, the whole baseball world was looking at us as the favorites, and I think that got to us. Hopefully, if we get into that, hopefully we do get in that situation where we're the best team in baseball. But hopefully this year we can learn and just relax and not worry about any outside expectations.
Right fielder Josh Reddick is now activated from the disabled list and made his season debut Sunday against the Seattle Mariners. The A's have a young, new team, but veteran Fold hopes to provide a sense of leadership.
I think I pride myself on being ready to play every day, and I think there's a lot to be gained from that, so hopefully some of the younger guys can learn.
While the team is just 4-4 on the season, there is still plenty of baseball to play.
The A's may be flying under the radar, but they just may surprise some people this season. Back to you in the studio, John.
Thanks, Jenna. Now, one popular wide receiver is deciding to stay in the Bay, at least for a little while longer. It was announced that former 49er Michael Crabtree signed a 1-year, $3 million deal with the Oakland Raiders. Crabtree was not as productive for the Niners last season after tearing his Achilles in 2013, but he has a chance to be a starter for Oakland in hopes he can turn things around. Now to basketball, it's been a wild Western Conference race to the playoffs. In fact, only 1 game separates the 2nd and 6th seeds in the West. The Warriors, however, well, they've been long locked into that 1 seed, and it's going to come down to the final game of the season before they find out who their first-round opponent will be. The New Orleans Pelicans and Oklahoma City Thunder have identical 44-37 records with only that 1 game remaining. The Pelicans own the tiebreaker, so if they win, they'll face the Warriors in the first round as the 8th seed. The Thunder, on the other hand, well, they need a win and a Pelicans loss, rather, in order to make the playoffs. That's all for sports. I'm John Wilson. Back to you.
Well, that's it for State of Events this week. I'm Viviana Cruz.
And I'm Oscar Maciel. We'll see you next week.